Hello, somebody wanted to know what I thought about tipping, so I'll do this real quick. Hopefully this fucking thing records, man. Piece of shit. Okay, yeah, I don't like tipping, dude. It makes stuff not very straightforward. Makes it awkward. I like it better how it is other parts of the world where you just don't have to tip. And it is true that waiters and waitresses aren't as nice to you in other parts of the world. And they're actual dicks to you in like France and stuff. But they, and I'm sure that's because, obviously, because, you know, it doesn't matter how nice they are. But, I mean, I think generally people are nice enough anyways. You know, you don't go to a restaurant to have people be nice to you, you know, to treat you like you're the master and they're the servant. It's just, it's kind of degrading, I think, even if those waiters make a lot of money, and they, you know, a lot of them do. My brother said there's this one restaurant in Boulder, can't remember what it's called, but like waiters make like $100,000 a year or something there. Yeah, and I bet you there's some restaurants where waiters make just so much money, and it just kind of makes it weird. It makes it unfair for the other waiters who don't work at those nice restaurants. And I mean, what's really the difference between like the greatest waiter ever and some other, you know, waiter? I don't think there's any difference. Yet some waiters are making like 10 times or 20 times more or 50 times more than the other ones. So yeah, I think it's better if we just keep stuff straightforward. Tipping, I think, is something, it's interesting that tipping is something that's an American phenomenon because it shows the American personality of abundance, generosity. Americans give more to like causes, you know, organizations and stuff than anybody else in the world. And we spend actually, you know, 20% of our budget on the military, and I see that as a way of giving also, sacrificing ourselves for other parts of the world voluntarily. Because I mean, we do it to protect ourselves, but it's also just as much or more so to protect the whole world, to police the whole world. And I know I'm not defending it. I think it's stupid, but I'm just saying the motivations behind that is that's where it comes from. Comes from people taking responsibility for themselves to try to help others. That's kind of what America was founded on. A bunch of people coming over here on their own money, and then starting their own religions and their own towns and just basically taking control. And then we fought, you know, we fought our independence just after, when was that, 1789 or something? Just a couple hundred years or 100 years or something after the English got here. So we weren't part of the English Empire for so long. You know, other parts like South America, they didn't get their independence until like 1812. Yet they were down there 100 years before Americans were in North America. So basically Americans really self-starters and like the concept of helping other people and giving to other people. But yeah, I don't. The tipping thing, I mean, it's like how much, it's like you're supposed to tip. And then if you don't tip somebody because they're a bad waiter, then it's like telling the waiter that they did a bad job. But what if it's not the waiter's fault? What if it's the cook's fault and the cook just didn't understand, the cook was dumb, or the cook didn't. So do the waiters share their tips with the cooks too? And it just makes it so convoluted and confusing, man. I mean, tips don't exist just in serving food, though. Like my brother, he insists on tipping really big all the time because he's like, yeah, I was a furniture mover 7 years, and that's a tip job. So because I worked as tips, I have to tip. And I worked as a furniture mover for like 3 months, and I don't recall it being that much of a tip job. I mean, you do get tips sometimes, but yeah, tips are something that rich people do. I mean, I think rich people should tip because rich people are loaded, you know, and if somebody does a really good job and you're like, yeah, here you go, here's a tip. Oh, cool. But if somebody's not rich, you know, they just want to know how much it is and then they pay it, you know. So yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't like to tip. I never tip at Starbucks. I do tip when I go to restaurants, 15%, just because I'm like supposed to and stuff. And waiters in America are really nice, you know, so it's kind of like weird to somebody to be really nice to you, and then you kind of don't tip them. But I don't go to restaurants anymore. I haven't been to a restaurant for a really long time. I can't even remember the last time I went to a restaurant. And when I say restaurant, I mean Denny's. I don't mean like a restaurant. Oh, wait, hold on. I went to a Mexican place and got some nachos a couple weeks ago. But yeah, tipping is... I mean, yeah, I was a window washer, and I got tipped sometimes on that, but... yeah, like how you're being supposed to tip, and it's just bizarre. I think they should just pay waiters, you know, a certain salary. People go, but whatever. Okay, so that's that.